want anyone sleeping on me, so I see that. I'll skip to the next one, easy one. Again, this slide, I'm going to skip it because everyone's on 4.2. This just explains the archive and migration process if you are on the older version. All right, so this is important. This is where we'll spend some of the time for this presentation. Upgrade management tool, you guys can forget it because upgrade management tool is the only tool that allowed contents from a non-4.2 environment to be brought into the 4.0 environment. You guys are in the 4. Realm, so you guys are fine. We can forget about upgrade management tool. Life cycle management tool or promotion manager. How many of you use promotion manager? Everyone, pretty much. That's how you move your content. So with 4.2 SP5, now SAP has provided a promotion management wizard. It's a desktop-based tool, and it is installed as part of the application. So it will be on your server. And that tool is specifically given on the server because it is for admins. So if you wanted to do bulk migrations and stuff like that, it's a desktop-based utility. Why is it helpful? A, because it's not browser-based, so it won't time out, which means I can do bigger jobs. B, it can leverage direct, resources from the machine where it's running on. That's why it's a desktop-based tool. So that's why it's useful. So if you are doing a major migration, I'm going to skip the upgrade management tool. If you're going to do a major migration, then it is highly advised for the newer version, if you're on 4.2 SP5 and above, that you leverage the new tool, the promotion management wizard. We're all familiar with this one, right? The one in CMC where you just go in and log in, because that was the only one available before. This is the new one. It's called the Promotion Management Wizard. Next screenshot shows you this is 4.2 SP5 install screen. And in the install screen, we can see this option right there. So it is part of the install. So if you're not on SP5 or above, and you will be going to the later version, just keep a note. Just make sure that you know to check this once it gets installed. All right, so this is the promotion management wizard, desktop-based tool. Once you fire it up, this is the welcome screen. It right away gives you a choice to dictate your own temp folder. Why? Because sometimes when you're moving files, it needs a lot of space to perform certain background activities. So in order to make sure if your operating system does not have enough space, you can put it on a network share, basically, so that it can leverage that too. It may slow down the time to make the thing happen, but it's okay. Logs are good and important because if certain things fail, if an object doesn't come over, you want to know why. What is stopping that object to come over in the new environment? All right. And I know why they gave you this. Even I was curious. I clicked on it. It just tells you what version it is. So, is there a point to having that icon on there? I have no idea, but sure. All right. All right. So next, when you click on next, you'll log in. Now the rule for promotion always is wizard or no wizard. You'll always do it from the highest version, right? So you always get from the highest version because you're upgrading or you're promoting contents from a lower version to higher version. So you'll always use the highest version to grab things from the lower version. So the CMC that you log into will be your higher version. The wizard allows you few scenarios or, export create a buyer file, promote live to live, or from a buyer file to live. Kind of going back to the old import wizard. Source and then destination, basically. So your destination, depending on your choice, you'll get the option to set your destinations. If you do live to live, your QA to prod, maybe, and then you can hit next. When you hit next, it gives you two options, full and selective. I've never seen full work, by the way. So we're completely fine. So always do selective content promotion. When you select it, that's only when you see the option to select the contents, basically. So if you select full, you don't see the option. If you select the selective content promotion, you'll see that. I've had a lot of people who come up to this point and then they're like, I can't click on anything. I'm like, did you select selective content? You can pick any object that you want to migrate, and then the most important setting that this is useful for is the options. Do I want to bring in all the instances, right? Yes, I want to bring in all the instances. Security, do I want to include all of the security? Because sometimes production has its own security, QA has its own security. Sometimes you don't want to migrate security. So this is a very useful option. One thing that I don't have in the slide that I can talk about is, with the introduction of this tool, you can now, change the promotion wizard's INI file, which allows you to bring the timestamp. Before, when you promote it, it would not bring the time, right? It would override it with whenever you're doing it. But now you can actually bring the history of the object, created, modified, last run, whatever, and it will just bring it in. So that can now be done using the promotion management wizard. Click next. As you can see up on the top, right? It's just going through those 5 steps or 5 steps. Welcome, scenario objects, dependencies, summary, and finish. Dependencies will show you what dependencies it has selected. So, if it's a report, it's going to bring its universe and connection. Those are the dependent objects. And then you click next and summary. So this is where, if you selected security, it's going to show you all the users and groups and everything like that. And it's going to tell you how much space it's going to need, or temp space it's going to need. And then you can click next, and then it's going to do its own thing. And once it's done, it's going to show you the result. Basically, as it's doing its thing, it's going to update these lines and show you where it's at. And once it's successful, you can click on it, and then it can show you the results. So if it fails, it's going to tell you that it failed. You can sort it by the outcome status, and you can find out why it failed and what needs to be done for it. Another good thing is, every run that you do, you can export it into a CSV file, which you can open in Excel. Basically, that helps you let you know like what you did, which one failed, why it failed, so that if you want to circle back to it, you just open that spreadsheet and keep a log of it, and then you can address those separately. And another thing is, once you're done, there's no exit button. So basically, they just want you to cross it off. It is confusing, like, done, cancel. So yeah, you just hit cancel. Because if you hit start again, I assumed it would go back again to the first phase. No, it just, do you want to rerun the job? Like, no. All right, so key things, always refer to your PAM guide. Another one is, not many of us are privileged to do this, but how many of you actually do POCs before any upgrades? Good. One man show does it all. No. But yeah, that's good. Always do POCs, especially for major versions, just to see how things behave. Know your changes and its impact. Yes, it sounds very straightforward, but please download the correct files. We've seen it many, many times. Always have a checklist for reference. You can use this one and build up on it because every organization will have different features, different customizations. So add up on that list and have it ready. Because if you do it once and twice, that's it. It's going to be the same thing, and you'll get the hang of it, and it's relevantly straightforward. Biggest thing is know how to move your contents. As we saw, using promotion management looks pretty simple and straightforward. Wizard works good, actually, especially in the SP7 version. They've improved it a lot. And according to me, project management is key to success, just because it doesn't take 2 years to upgrade, right? Honest opinion. It does. I'm working with a client where I installed the application in 2018 February. Finally, they've decided to go live in 3 weeks, right? 2 weeks. Yeah. But yeah, project management is good just because, it's kind of like glorified cattle herding. It just keeps things in the right direction. So you may think it's not important, but it pushes and nudges people to do the right thing at the right time. And sometimes that's what happens because everyone's busy. No one has time, but we still need to do this, right?
Or you forget.
Or you forget. So you need someone to hey. Questions so far? Anything? Yes.
In the 4.3, is there a way to promote the security profiles that you create? I don't know, does anybody create security profiles in IDT tool?
Oh,
I guess not.
not
Because I
many
have to
use security
recreate them every
profile.
time. So if you create them, and you can't create them in dev and test them, you have to create them.
I don't think they have addressed that.
Yeah, it'd be nice if they did.
I can
But
double
that's
check.
That's a lot of work, and it takes a long time to save it and everything else.
I can double check that. But that is the kind of feedback that I'll be looking forward to from the next session.
Which one?
Talking about the universe overrides?
Right, the added SQL statement, yeah. Yeah, which added the group and,
Oh, I'm not sure if they did. Because they have, they have a partners meeting where they show us what features they're going to introduce and whatnot. That one doesn't ring a bell, but I can go back and check.
I'll have to look at the same.
All right, no more questions. I'm free to go.
Okay, thank you very much.
All right, thank you guys.